Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I last made a video for all you new players out there saying which 5-star you should select, and it got good feedback, and some of you actually asked me to do a full-on echo guide. So this is a complete Wuthering Waves echo guide, so let's just get straight into it. So, what are echoes? Well, to put it plainly, they're just a piece of equipment that you can put into slots that boost your stats. They give stats, and they make your characters more powerful as the game goes along. I'll get into all the nitty gritty details in the entire video, don't you worry. Where to find them? Well, they're everywhere. Unlike games like Star Rail and Genshin, where you actually have to spend your resources to get artifacts or relics, which is what they're called in their games, you can actually just go across the world and find echoes. The best way to do that is by killing enemies. It's just a random drop from enemies all over the world. Now, if you want to spend your time-gated resources, you can get echoes from tacit fields as well, and if you're into your endgame modes like depths, then you can get them from weekly rewards in there as well. The echo rarity depends on your databank level, the lowest being 2-star, which is a green colour, to the highest, which is 5-star, which is a gold colour. The notable level for 5-star echoes is level 15. So if you unlock level 15 databank, you can start getting 5-star echoes. Now, here's where it gets fun. Sonata sets. Enemies drop echoes of different Sonata sets, so one might belong to both Lingering Tunes and Sierra Gale. I'll go over every single Sonata set now. First up we have Freezing Frost, which is for your Glacio characters, Sun-Taking Eclipse, which is your Havoc characters, Sierra Gale for Aero characters, Celestial Light for Spectral characters, Void Thunder for Electro characters, Molten Rift for Fusion/Fire characters if you want to call them Fire characters, Lingering Tunes, just a general attack set, Rejuvenating Glow, which is your healing characters, so Verena Shorekeeper, Moonlit Clouds, Energy Regen, mainly on your sub-DPSs. Now these Sonata sets come with their own special effects, so if you equip a certain number of the same type of set, then you get bonuses as well. The bonuses you get, if you slot 2 pieces in, you get a bonus, and then you get an extra bonus if you slot 5 pieces of the same Sonata set. So TLDR is, if you are farming these, and you want to find a specific enemy, that enemy might not always drop a Molten Rift echo. It might drop an echo of itself in Void Thunder if it shares that Sonata set with itself. If that makes sense. I know it's complicated. Now, once you have some echoes, you'll see that they are divided into 3 sort of cost tiers. 4 cost, 3 cost, 1 cost. And if you can combine them in the right way in your sort of equipping page, then you can definitely max out your damage. Depending on where you are in the game, you'll have different combinations of echoes, because obviously the lower level your databank is, the lower max cost you can equip. So for example, for most early game players out there, you have 5 slots and you want an echo in order of your main echo being a 4 cost, which is an overlord aka boss type echo, and then 4 1 cost echoes. Mid-game changes, it goes from 4 1 1 1 1 to 4 3 1 1 1, and for endgame what you want to be aiming for is 4 3 3 1 1. And if you're looking for the level at which you can unlock the max cost, it is level 9. Now if you want to know how to level up your databank, you just want to absorb as many echoes as possible. New echoes give you databank XP, which in turn levels up your databank. Soon I'll go over why the echoes are set out in the way they are with their formation. This is because most 4 cost echoes actually give special buffs. For example, the Crownless gives a skill buff along with Havoc damage buff. Now that you've wrapped your brain around all that, it's time to get into the nitty gritty numbers. Echoes have a main stat and substats. Depending on your echo level, so from 2-star to 5-star, you can unlock more substats. So a 5-star can have 5 substats, and I'm pretty sure a 2-star can have 2 substats. I could be wrong, but you get the gist. The higher the echo rarity, the more substats you can unlock. You can acquire these substats by leveling up your echoes, and every 5 levels it unlocks a substat slot. Then you need to tune the echoes with your tuners. Now depending on the echo rarity, it will also depend on what rarity of tuner you use. So for example, 5-stars use the gold tuners. And no, I'm not talking about the fish. Now different types of echoes have a different main stat pool, and I'll pop them on screen now because there's quite a lot. Another thing to note is that with your databank level, you get a higher limit on your boosted 4 cost drop rate. Basically, you get a set amount of enhanced drop rate pulls from forecasts, if that makes sense. For example, if you were databank 20, you have a 100% chance of getting a forecast echo for your first 15 boss kills. So let's give an example. Let's say I wanted to farm for a resonator like Camellia. She's Havoc damage, so I would want a 5-piece Havoc set, which is Sun Sinking Eclipse. And since she's a main DPS, I would want either crit rate or crit damage on my forecast echo. And then I want substats like attack, crit rate and crit damage. Now if you're farming for a DPS character, you want a lot of attacking stats like attack and crit rate and crit damage. While if you're farming for healers, you'll want stuff like HP, defense. But for Verena it's different because she scales off of attack. So if you're farming for Verena, look at attacking substats as well. And if you're farming for sub DPSs, they need to be switched out quick, so you want energy regen. So now that you've got an understanding of echoes, you may be wondering, well, it must be a grind surely. There's actually some special ways that you can obtain echoes, not from the ways I mentioned before, and also some ways that you can get the stats that you desire just from a single item. The way you get these is through malleable and morphable echoes. Now morphable echoes come in 3 types. You've got your Overlord, which is your 4 cost, Elite, 3 cost, and Common, which is your 1 cost echoes. These echoes are completely random when you use these morphable echoes, however, so you have no control over what echo you're getting. You only know that it's a 1 cost or a 3 cost or a 4 cost. Now malleable echoes completely circumvent this. These allow you to choose a 3 cost echo with a desired Sonata set along with its corresponding main stat. So again, if I'm doing Camellia, I want my main stat of Havoc damage bonus on my 3 costs. But thanks to these malleable echoes, I can get a Havoc Dread main, which is an elite 3 cost echo with Havoc damage bonus as its main stat. Isn't that cool? I know that was a lot of information all at once, and I'm sure it's going to take a few rewatches to digest. Now, a few tips from me personally. Do not try and farm echoes for your characters if you are not high enough databank. For example, you know, if you've only unlocked blue echoes, for example, don't try and tune them. You know, don't try and optimize your stats. You can get through the game and level up your databank quite quickly. Of course, you want to farm the echoes for the databank, but just put fitting ones on. You can maybe level them up. Maybe just throw random substats on there with your tuners, but don't go actively searching for stats, especially if you're green and blue. Purple, maybe, you know, just in case the game is a bit hard. But when you get to 5-star, then you can go all out. Now, there are some special cases with certain characters and builds where your main echo, aka the first slot, should not be your 4 cost. I've seen people use 3 costs in there because it is just better damage uptime, but mainly you'd want a 4 cost, especially if you're not about fine tuning. Just make sure that your 4 cost is the first echo, not only because its active ability is the best, it also just looks nice. So yeah, that is a complete compact guide of echoes for all you new players out there. 2.0 is fast approaching, and you best believe I'm going to be enjoying every step of the way. And I'll be making more videos. I mean, I don't know what else you guys want, really. Just let me know. I mean, of course, I'm open to do character guides as well. And yes, thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you've made it this far, then don't forget to smack a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, don't forget to let me know in the comments if you want any guides for any characters. I will do literally any character you want. Apart from Alto, maybe. He's just trash. But bye for now.